Today I'm sitting down with Serge Bourgeois, a respected figure in Atlantic Canadian hockey whose impact on the game spans both to professional hockey and university coaching. Born and raised in St-Antoine, New Brunswick, Bourgeois craved out a notable career as a defenseman, competing at the University of Moncton in North America pro leagues, including WPHL and the CHL before retiring from playing. After hanging up the skates, Serge transitioned into coaching and became a central leader for the Aigles Bleus men's hockey program at University of Moncton. Serving as head coach for 6 seasons during his tenure, he earned recognition from his team, compet- competitive performances in the Atlantic University Sports Conference and was honored with Coach of the Year accolades. More than a coach, Serge has mentored, developed, and of young talents across the region, from university athletes to grassroots hockey players, demonstrating a lifelong commitment to growing the sport in New Brunswick and beyond. Thank you for being here today, Serge.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. And all those stuff makes me sound old.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
What made you want to get into coaching?
Oh, a lot of things. I think after a while, I realized that my playing career was getting to an end, but I still had a passion for hockey. I still wanted to be in the game of hockey. I wanted to kind of help new kids learn what I have learned through my career and stuff. So I still wanted to be part of the game, and I think that's the biggest reason I kept on coaching.
Yeah. How did your career go from being a player to becoming a university hockey coach?
Well, as I said, I when I came back from my small pro career, I played in a couple of leagues back home with my friends and had some fun. And then all of a sudden, the itch of being more a little bit more competitive and still staying in the game the way I wanted to do it. I had that opportunity. A good friend of mine asked me if I wanted to help out coaching, and I thought it was a great opportunity for me. And I'm glad he asked me, because now I've been able to do that for a long time. I've learned a lot since then, but I think just to being a player and then trying to give my experiences or what my ideas of my options are of in certain situations, I think that was the biggest thing for me to start coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
What qualities make someone a great coach, not just a good one?
It might find funny, but I think listening is a big thing for me that I've learned. Kids are different from now than they were when I started coaching. The hockey, the mentality, everything is different. Just the way you approach kids, the way you coach kids. So I think listening to kids sometimes and to the players, especially when I coach at the university level. I had players coming from all different parts of Canada that had different systems, and they liked certain things. And I think if you can put players in the right situations and where they're comfortable, I think they'll perform better. So I learned to not just be the guy that says you have to do this, this, this. I learned a little bit to how to listen to them, what they made them play well, what made them play not so well, and to try to mold that for them to perform at a high level, and for me to try to then mold them with the ideas we had and the systems we had. So, like I say, I know it sounds funny, but listening is a really good quality for school. Of course, the other ones as leadership, being knowledgeable, being watching other coaches, watching other systems and stuff like that. Those are all qualities that you have to have as a coach.
Yeah.
But I think if you listening is one that a lot of coaches should try to develop a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you develop your coaching philosophy, and how has it changed over the years?
I think again, just the game has changed so much of the physicality, the new rules, that when back in my day you could basically hold and check and grab everybody, but now the game's just so wide open. So I think being able to learn and to develop what I want and what I was looking for. I think it's a lot of the part is what kind of player I was. I was a defenseman, but I was also an offensive defenseman. So for me, the systems and the way I want my players to play is I want my defensemen to be part of the offense. I want them to move up, to be the second wave. So taking things also that I was coached. So I always say a good coach is somebody that takes the good and the bad from the coaches they had in their career and you develop into your own coach.
Yeah.
So I've got coaches that I know that did some stuff that I said I would never do, but I also have stuff that my father was my first coach.
Yeah.
And there's still some qualities and some stuff that he taught me back then that I still use now. He was a big fan of if you deserve to play, you should play. But if you don't deserve to play, even if you're not the best player or ever, you have to merit what you get.
Yeah.
So I still use that. If you're my top player, my best player, and you're not working hard on the ice, well, at the end of the game, we might put somebody else on there. So I took some stuff from him. I took some stuff from Serge Bourgeois that coached me. I took some stuff from Pete Pilibo, and I tried to mold that into what I am today.
Yeah.
Good.
In your opinion, what are the 3 most important skills hockey players should focus on developing?
I'm a big fan of hockey IQ. I'm a big fan of smart hockey players that can play the game. I think if you can have 5 smart players on the ice, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
I know there's different skill sets and there's different stuff, but for me, that's the number one. After that, you have to develop the skating. If you can skate, the better you can skate, the better you're going to be as a player for sure. And then the last one of it for me, it's just like they say, the fight in the dog.
Yeah.
I think the willing to win, the intensity, that stuff is still a skill. It's not easy to do it every game. So if players that are able to figure that out, to be able to work hard, to be intense, to play the right way every game, I think it's a skill, and I think that's something you have to try to develop.
Yeah.
So I got 3: hockey IQ, skating for sure, and add that I call it the fight in the dog.
Yeah. What are your 2 favorite zone entries?
So for me, it's again we've talked about changes, right? Back in the day, it was everything about. So if you had 2 defensemen here, would be their zone here. This is their goalie. So it would be everything by going dots outside, and then you would try to bring the defenseman in. The biggest thing that we like and I like is this middle drive that back up the defenseman, and then you come through the middle. Again, this was more before the new hockey starts, and we still want that. For me, the biggest thing or the biggest, I always say options, and the biggest cue and the biggest details is if you can attack the dots. So again, if the defensemen are here, if you can grab the puck and attack the dots this way, this forces this defenseman at least to stay inside there, and then after you can come here. So it's the same idea of going wide, but you attack the dots first. Now you still have that. My rule is whoever touches the blue line second, usually it's the side in the middle, tries to go here. We're aiming for inside post. But that brings a defenseman here. He has no choice. He has to check this guy. He's coming through. And then this is where it opens up this area for the third guy to be here. So we have our attack triangle. We're looking for that stuff there. But for me, more and more in the last couple of years, we're teaching to attack the dots. Now from here, now this is almost my new favorite one, and you see it more and more in NHLs. I find is you attack the dots, but then you attack the opposite defenseman. So this guy here, now that he has the puck, instead of going outside, he cuts in through the middle in the back and through the defenseman. So he's attacking this defenseman here. Now we have strict rules that we can't do giveaways at the blue line, so you have to be sure. If you're not sure, you back off. But usually if you get gap between the blue lines, you should be able to throw through the middle. From here, we should have a guy coming here that kind of delays, and then we kick out pucks. So when we call it kick out puck, we kick the puck out towards this way or to the guy coming here. Again, what happens here is it backs up the defenseman, gives a little bit more room. for the defenseman to go. So if we decide to kick out the puck, and I'll just erase this one here on this side, and it's almost a back pass. It's if you're the level here, if you look at the line here, you almost do a back pass here, just a little delay. So it forces, again, the defenseman to be able to do this. From here, we've got this guy that attacks this way. And so it forces, again, this defenseman to kind of stay here with him. This pass or this guy here now has options. He can just flip a puck area here. From here, he can go this way. Or if the defenseman here is not doing a good job, this red defenseman, then he can cut through the middle here, and he has this shot in the middle of the net. So from the middle entry, we have a whole bunch of different options that I really like. And again, this is if you have room. If the defensemen are playing you tight, then you cannot do giveaways at the blue line. That's the number one rule. But if you can attack through the middle, we find that we're giving up more space this way. They back up a little bit more. And then if we kick up the puck one side or the other, it gives just a little bit more room for them to go. So these are the two that I am teaching right now at my team. I'm coaching the high school team. And if they do it, it works really, really well. From there, we transition to our power play break-ins. And from there, it's the same idea as through the middles, through the dots. And it helps out. So, yeah. Make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
What offensive forecheck do you like the most?
I'm a big guy, that aggressive. I like we've talked about that actually a while back with the 1-2-2 hybrid. I like to. For me, my idea is we're trying to get people coming back up the board. So my first forward, if the defenseman, wherever the puck is, if the defenseman is here, he's coming through this way. We're trying to get F1 to go to the inside to try to push him out. When we've got F2 that's coming through here to help out. Our F3 always comes a little back post here, ready to jump if it goes on that side. If not, he settles into this spot here. So we want to be aggressive on that side. What I'm trying to teach them a lot more now is to try to back pressure. So if their defenseman starts skating or starts moving this way, our F1 does his job. If he pushes through here, then our F2 comes in and he has to kind of release and come back through the middle here. So he attacks this guy. He can come through here and help out. We still have our F3 that's there. We try to flush a little bit more. What I say by that is if we know that the defenseman is this way and we've got pressure on here, so we're going to try to push them this way. Again, he's going to skate in. We've got our F2 that's here. He jumps into the ground and he wants to come through back to the middle. We have our F3 that's seeing what's going on. He can go. If he keeps going, he jumps. Now he becomes our F3 and then we're back in business.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Good?
Can you explain the 2-on-2 forecheck and when a defenseman should pinch?
Okay, so for us, I mean, again, the defenseman is here. 2-1-2, for me, and the way I've always done it, they usually have two defensemen here, so this guy's got the puck. So for me, the F1 goes hard on this guy. I've got F2 that's hard on this guy, and then you've got your F3 that kind of comes to the middle, looking for either going that way or that way. As soon as there's a rim, so for us, it's a puck's coming through here. If there's a ring going through here, then this defenseman here pinches every time.
Yeah.
He goes to the inside, he pinches, trying to make that. That means our F3 that here sees what's going on, sees the puck's going, then he comes and takes his spot until we can switch again. So for us, my rule for pinching defensemen is always if there's a rim on either side going this way, should have used the red, or going this way, our defenseman is pinching. So we want our F3 to be really smart about it. He's got to be the hockey IQ guy that knows what's going on. So again, if the defenseman is this way and he rims a puck coming here, that means this defenseman is pinching every time, and our F3's got to be aware and comes to support.
Yeah.
Now, the only time that we will change it is if, and this is our rule, again, if there's a battle. So let's say there's a couple of there's a defenseman. They have a defenseman in front of the net. They have their centerman. We again very aggressive in F1, F2 pressure. We've got our F3 usually, and this is where we want him more on top. We have one defenseman that's here. He closes gap on their forward this way. So their winger is there. Usually they have a winger. So if that puck comes through here on a rim, then again, we still want our defenseman to slide and go. But because our F3 is a little lower, we ask our defenseman to slide, and he kind of just stays in the middle. So there is a switch there. Our defenseman kind of sees what's going on, so he starts going this way. Our F3 comes to the middle, depending on where we go. So that's when we want him to pinch.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah. What neutral zone forecheck do you think works best?
For me, again, I'm a big believer that all the systems are really good. The details of what you do with your system are good. So sometimes we will go in an aggressive 2-1-2 still forecheck, depending on which team we're playing against, or which the one I kind of like better is the 1-2-2. So what we've got, if they've got a full control of the puck, let's say D to D, this way, we're trying to get, again, our forward F1 to come through the middle, sticks in the lane to try to push him going this way. As soon as we've got that, we should have F1 or F2, sorry, coming through here. And then we have our F3 that's in the middle of the ice. So we should have this area covered with F3 and this area covered F2. We still have our F1 coming this way. So we're trying to flush him here. Our defenseman can stay a little bit there. This defenseman is here. And then we go. As soon as we get the puck, we re-attack and go speed. So for us, it's basically to get the puck out of the middle of the ice, try to push him, try to get them to make this pass here so we can go here. And it's the same rules. As soon as this guy as soon as that puck's coming through, he's coming back this way to help out defensively.
What defensive zone coverage do you prefer the most?
That I prefer the most?
Yeah.
I use a lot of the, it's kind of I don't like to say man-to-man because I don't like that. I find that they do a lot of more switching now with the defenseman than the forward, and as soon as you do a man-to-man, I find the defenseman ends up at the top of the zone, and I don't like that. So it's kind of a hybrid of man-to-man and zone. So what we're looking at, and it comes back to where the puck is and all that area. So if they've got a forward that's here with pucks, so we still want the same thing. We want somebody quick on them, a defenseman to kind of cover. We've got our centerman, or I like to say F3 now, not centerman, that kind of looks for pucks, free pucks. If there is, and again, this is our rule. So if the defenseman is able to pin the guy, so let's say if he pins the guy this way, so our defenseman is here, pin, then our centerman is ready to jump on pucks. So he's looking to pin, he's looking for loose pucks, that side or that side. If he doesn't pin, if the forward is still moving, then we still want to play. That's where we're looking for our man-to-man or our pucks. So F2 is here. If he moves the puck to this way, then this is where we're looking for a center to be out of position. We call it what's my word that anyways, if the puck is here, the defenseman, as soon as that puck comes in, our centerman jumps on him, or F3, sorry, our defenseman backs up. It's a hinge. So we kind of hinge back and forth. As soon as we're there, we've got our wingers that are down low here. We've got this guy here that collapses. So every time puck's on here, our winger's there, and we want this defenseman to close gap on where that third forward is. We find that if our forward F3 is there, we want him, instead of being in front of the net, we want him to close gap on this guy. So our rule is always the same thing. You cover a guy,
Yeah.
but you're ready to help out your partner if he gets beat.
Yeah.
This means that if he, for some reason, is here, gets beat out of the corner, then we have this defenseman that's ready to help out. We have our centerman that's ready to help out this way. We have our winger that's ready to help out this way.
Yeah.
So our big systems is basically cover the house, make sure nobody gets in there, and keep it outside.
Okay. Who do you think is the greatest coach of all time?
Greatest coach of all time? That is a very good question. Are you talking like professional or ever?
Ever.
It's going to be my stupid answer. For me, it's my father, right?
Yeah.
So because he taught me the game, because he taught me, I think, the right way to play the game, I think he would be my best coach ever. Now, if you're thinking about professionally and what they bring to the table, like the Tampa Bay coach right now, that Cooper, that wins Stanley Cups and goes to the Olympics and still is able to take the best players in the world and get them to play roles and then to get them to play as a team. I think that's very, very impressive. But yeah, so any coach that can make players better and make players love the game, that's
Yeah.
what I like, and I think that's what one thing my dad did. He put the passion for me as a player, and he got me better as a hockey player every year. So that would be my answer.
Yeah. Okay. If you could pick players from any era, what would your all-time starting lineup be? 3 forwards, 2 defense, 1 goaltender.
Jeez, you're tough. Patrick Roy for sure would be my goalie.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big Montreal Canadiens fan, and I just love the way he competed. I'm not saying he might have been the best goalie as technique and stuff, but he's competed so hard. He wanted to win so bad that I think I would pick him. Defenseman for sure. Nick Lidstrom was my favorite defenseman. And I would probably say Raymond Book. When I say these players, they're the type of players that I always thought they're not the flashiest players, but they were really good at moving the puck up. Lidstrom was probably one of the toughest defensemen to play against, but
Yeah.
wasn't the meanest, wasn't the toughest, just very, very smart. So for me, those two would be there. And then I got to pick 3 forwards.
Yeah.
I still think Mario Lemieux is the best player in the world. You can't go against Wayne Gretzky. And I would pick Crosby right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a Maritime boy, so
Yeah.
why not take a good and he's going up the all-time list.
Yeah,
So
he just beat Lemieux for points
for
yesterday.
points yesterday. So yeah, so anytime you can take and he missed some time too with his injuries and stuff, but you can take an organization like Pittsburgh and put it as it is when it started and all that stuff. So yeah, that would be my 3 guys.
Yeah. Nice.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, thank you for the interview, Serge. It's been nice to learn all the systems and all the history of you.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.